Brian Lee, General Manager of Sodexo Food Services on our Georgia College campus, joins us today on GC Conversations. Hello and welcome to GC Conversations, a show where each week we bring in faculty, staff, family, and friends, and we talk all things Georgia College in this community. Thanks today for joining us on NBC TV4, our charter cable affiliate right here on our campus, as well as WRGC 88.3 FM, our NPR station on the radio dial right here on campus. Today we're joined by Brian Lee, the General Manager of Sodexo here on campus. Brian, thanks for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, and we were just talking off the set there. When I say the term Sodexo, it may not be a household name to some folks.
Yes.
For me, it is because I grew up on a college campus. But Sodexo is our food service provider. So maybe just talk a little bit about Sodexo in general, because they do a little bit more than food service, I believe.
Yes, sir, we do.
Yeah.
Sodexo is a great company to work for. First off, let me start out by saying that.
Absolutely.
Sodexo has great quality, great food, great customer service. We enjoy doing what we do. We're a company that is very supportive, from not only just from the inner side, but also from the upper side as well. Sodexo has everything from K through 12. We also have now started doing construction. We are also a part of healthcare, hospitals, landscaping,
Gotcha.
Laundry facilities, you name it, Sodexo does it.
Very diverse. And
Yes,
you know,
sir.
you hit on something, and I'll tell you this just from being on a college campus. I've always been on Sodexo campus my entire career. Customer service is something that rings true. I'm glad you said that, because that is obviously a staple in that company.
Yes.
And I'll tell you that you provide it, and every Sodexo company I've ever been with, every campus does that. So that's obviously something that is a key component of what you guys do.
Definitely. One of the things that they teach us are all trainings that we have to provide not only for ourselves as managers, but also for the employees. Customer service training is such a great training. I believe that no matter where you go, whether you're spending $2 or whether you're spending $40, you should always be able to enjoy the type of service that you've been given.
That's a great comment, and I want to talk a little bit about food service and about the actual how you get all that done. My big question is, and I'll come into it later, how do you feed 1,200 people a meal, every day and all that? But we'll get to that in a minute. So, but let's tell us a little bit about you first. So how long have you been here at Georgia College? You're fairly new.
I am fairly new.
Yeah.
I've been here now about 8 months.
Okay.
Came from Alcorn State University, which is another Sodexo account in Mississippi. Before then, I was at Belmont University, which is another Sodexo account as well.
Okay.
So as a whole, I've been with Sodexo almost 10 years now.
Okay. Now, were you in the food service industry prior to Sodexo or not?
Prior to Sodexo, I actually drove trucks for a living.
Okay, good. Well, how'd you go from there to the food service industry?
Made a delivery at the Belmont College.
Okay.
Had a good relationship with the clients up there, and made a delivery several days a week. The business started expanding.
Gotcha.
The guys offered me a position to come aboard and work for them. And that's kind of how I started.
I always say that who you know gets you in, what you know keeps you in.
Right.
And there's a great example of networking and how you never know who you're going to run into.
That's right.
And my guess would be that customer service you just talked about is probably why at Belmont initially this was an opening for you.
Yes,
so
yes.
That's a neat story. So, so you've been here. Is this size of campus similar to the size that you were at your last institution? Or
at my last institution, this is a larger campus.
Okay.
It's about 2,000 more in students.
Okay.
At Belmont University, it's pretty compatible to it because they have a little bit over 6,000 enrolled students as well.
Okay. All right, well, let's talk a little bit about food service in general. And this is a very interesting topic for me. It's almost like when you're on a cruise ship, you think, how in the world did I have food in here for 7 days and feed everybody and all that kind of thing? And I look at this as the kind of the mass production type thing, but yet you're able to provide this quality and individual customer service. But let's first talk about, feeding that many people, and you certainly do more than food because there's all kinds of things. But how do you order the menu, and how does all that get decided? Let's just talk in general terms here.
Sodexo as a whole, what they do is they have so many chefs as well as student inputs that they go out and get the year before. And then from there, they find out the things that people really like, what works best, whether it's in college campuses, whether it's in the healthcare, whether it's in K through 12, depending on what avenue that you are, a part of Sodexo in. And then from there, they submit a menu to you.
Okay.
You have the opportunity to take the menu, look at what they provide. If the menu works great for your campus, great, you utilize it. If it doesn't work great for your campus and you know what works best for your campus, then you have to then input the items in that area that works best for your campus.
Okay, so there's a chef, let's say at the national level.
Yes.
And then
several chefs.
Right, several chefs, yeah. And then of course each campus, and we have a chef, and so it's kind of filters down from there, and then you individualize it as you get to there.
Right, exactly.
Right. So again, and then, but the sheer volume of planning this out is what is so amazing to me, because you've got to plan for X amount of students and what you think they may be eating that week, those types of things. So to me, the ordering part behind this, and I don't know if the chef actually does that, if you have a production person who does that. To me, just piecing that puzzle together is sort of amazing, really.
Right. We actually have the production manager that takes care of that portion of it.
Okay.
Basically what it is we have, it breaks it all down. Your order guide sheet breaks everything down. So you know how many servings you should be able to get out of each case of this item and each can and whatever it may be, that you're purchasing. From there, you input the numbers. And then the number, it's going to come out in a spreadsheet and tell you this many cases of chicken will feed this many people at this many portions per person.
Right. Okay. Well, see, you make it sound easy. Now, I've got no show the rest of the show now. I have a hard time cooking for myself, much less a ton of people.
Definitely.
So let's go into, let's dig down a little bit deeper. So, because you talked about the student input. And one thing I noticed on every campus I've been on, again, at all Sodexo, is that there's great student input into this process. As I see comment cards of every campus, and so I'll see, hey, love this food, or how about we try this or what time? And you guys take that serious. Because,
we do.
Yeah, talk about that.
It's very important to have student input. Not only just student input, but faculty and staff input as well. I always tell my employees, without students coming in and purchasing, whether it's a meal plan, whether it's them coming in residence, purchasing from the food court areas, this is the way we have the opportunity to provide employment for you guys.
Right, that's right, yes.
So therefore, it's very important to know that we're giving not only just the students, but the faculty and staff as well, what they need and what they would like to see.
Right.
Now, we know we can't provide everything for everybody, but we do our best to make sure we can provide as much as we can for people, whether it's, whether you have some sort of allergy, whether you have some sort of dietary needs. We do want to sit down and we need to know those things.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I know I've been at many functions to where those needs are taken into account. Maybe it's a vegetarian plate or whatever it may be. So that's why I'm amazed at the large scale opportunities, but yet the individuality and the appreciation for each individual customer. I think you guys do a great job of that.
Thank you.
We're going to come back and talk a little bit more about that. So we're up against our first break.
All right.
With Brian Lee today. I'm Wendell Staten. We're talking food service here at Sodexo on our campus on GC Conversations.
Jimmy can't sing,
and Tommy can't dance,
so we're gonna put some ants in their pants. Aww, they walk like a monkey, hop like a bunny. Isn't that funny? Ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants. They've got ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants. Ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants. They got ants in their pants. They've got ants in their pants.
One more time.
Jimmy can't sing,
and Tommy can't dance,
so we're gonna put some ants in their pants. Aww.
Kids will spend 22 minutes watching us, the super duper party troopers, sing about ants in their pants.
Isn't that funny? Ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants. They've got ants in their pants.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Hello and welcome back to GC Conversations. I'm your host, Wendell Staten. Today we're joined again by Brian Lee, the General Manager of Sodexo right here on our campus, who provides incredible food service for us. And speaking of that, Sodexo is not just for our students. No. I want to talk about that, because let me tell you, folks, if you want to get a great meal, come to the Max or any of our eateries here on campus. And we're going to branch into those in a minute. But the public is welcome to come in. Maybe talk about that, because a lot of people think, well, it's college campus, I can't go in there at that time. We welcome that, and we see that as well.
We enjoy outsiders coming in. We have, school groups, whether it's elementary school groups that will call us if they have tour groups coming by, whether it's to look at a play on campus. And then we definitely want to make sure that we're able to provide a space for them so that all of them can eat together. And at the same time, we appreciate them that they even thought about, coming in to eat at the Max on campus. But even on Sundays, we do a Sunday brunch. We have church groups that come in, and we have a great Sunday brunch. We do anything from carved meat to fried chickens to ribs. You just never know what we may have in there on the Sunday brunch, but that's a great opportunity to come in as well.
And you bring, when you talk about that as well, and the brunch is incredible.
Thank you.
But I also want to even talk, and I'm branching off to a different subject now, but the presentation is wonderful. And again, I think this probably, the chef probably is the person I would guess behind those types of things, but anything we go to, whether it's the Bobcat Club or the Sunday brunch or anything in between, there's a presentation method that I really appreciate. And maybe kind of talk about that process and how that falls into the alignment of the company and all those types of things.
Definitely. Sodexo has what we call standards.
Okay.
Just like any company pretty much has.
Right.
So it's certain things you have to be able to see. You have to be able to see garnish. You have to be able to see things that, that have great presentation, because I believe, as I tell people, you eat with your eyes.
Right, yes.
If it looks good to you by the eyesight, you're going to definitely taste it no matter what it is. Prime good example, we were at a dinner the other night, and I had a young lady who said, "Hey, I don't eat beets." And I said, "Okay, no problem, ma'am." I said, "Would you like me to make you a plate without beets?" And she said, "Oh, no, because these taste so good because of what they're flavored with." She said, "I like these beets. I'm going to eat these." So again, it's just all about presentation and being consistent with it.
Yeah, no, that's a great comment, because you look at the just the way things are laid out. There may be a carving or whatever, and it's just the presentation is incredible. And again, if you even as you come into the Max, which is our main eatery on campus, you've got all these different sections of food, and maybe let's even talk about the Max while we're on that subject.
Sure.
And so you come in, you've got your main entree, and then you've got pizza over here, and hamburgers over here, and subs over there. I tell you, if you can't find what you want there, then you probably can't find it anywhere. Is the way I would say it.
That's right.
That? Yeah.
We definitely every single day, whether it's at the grill, whether it's at the pizza, at the deli, we try to have what we call a daily special. That way, it's something that's totally different than what you're able to get, whether from the standards, from the regular hamburger and from the regular pizza and so forth.
Right.
So, outside of that, we also have the 360, which is a stir fry station that they sit there and, and they make all the stir fry for you right there in person. We have great soups. All our soups, of course, are definitely made from scratch.
Right.
Deli over there, you can also get your sandwiches toasted. You can get them not toasted. I mean, like you said, it's a wide selection.
It really is.
When we went to school, I tell you, in the cafeterias that we went to school in, it's nothing close to what type of cafeterias we were able to eat in. And then back then we had the trays. We just kind of come down the line and we get served, and then we kind of keep going from there. So great variety.
And for me, the worst thing is it's all you can eat. And
all you can
for
eat.
Me, that's not good at my age. And how much I like to eat.
Not just at your age.
So, but we talk about that variety, and now I want to kind of go into the whole staff and its service with a smile, and maybe just talk about your staff and maybe an approximation of how many employees we have. But I see your staff so involved, from whether it be at a catering event, loading, unloading the truck, to serving our food. I mean, your staff touches every part of campus. So maybe kind of talk about that a little bit.
For us, everybody is just as important as the next person. Because as you said, the person has to unload the truck, put the food away to make sure that it holds the right temperatures. They're just as important as the person who's cooking the food, putting it down on the line.
Right.
And even the cashier, as the people walk through the door, being able to say, "How you doing?" and "Have a nice day."
Yes.
It's a full process, and everybody we try to cross-train, because therefore, even if somebody is out, that person can still step into that next role, and then we can still continue to make sure that the day goes the way it should go.
Yeah.
We probably have over 100 employees, and we have 7 managers on staff.
Okay.
Experience-wise, just within our management team, well over 100 years.
Right.
My production manager, she's been here over 35 years just by herself, and I'm sure everybody knows her, Miss Vanessa.
Yeah.
So again, we have a team that has a lot of experience and that they work hard. They really, really do. They work hard to make it happen.
They do, and there's always a smile, and those are comments that I don't just throw out lightly. And if you come to our campus, you just see that, and it's folks that are glad that we're here, and it's an equal partnership is the way I look at it, you know, and it's always interaction, and it's a fun place to be and fun place to go talk to folks that we all kind of become a big family, you know.
Right.
So and I know that they as employees with food service who have these students for about a 4-year window, I'm sure there's a great attachment over the years of these to the students.
Definitely. And some of the students, even as you said, the 4-year attachment.
Yeah. But
at the same time, the longer term employees that may have had their older sister or brother, or maybe even their mom and dad that maybe were alumni as well, they also make sure that when their family comes in, they tell them, hey, please go by here and see, you know, this person and that person. So I mean, it makes the staff feel good as well, not only knowing that, you know, hey, I knew your brother or your mom or whoever it may be, but now I also know you as well, and I hope to provide the same service for you as I've provided for them.
I remember as a college student, before we had all the electronic, I had a food service number. I had to tell the number every day, and the folks there knew the number before I could even come up there. Now it's all electronic.
It's all electronic.
But it's still the great greeting every day, and your first entry is just a wonderful entrance, and then you see this food presentation. I just can't brag enough on our staff, and I know you can't either.
Thank you.
Yeah, they just do a great job, and again, from the catering to the to each individual business, and that's what we're going to come back and talk about on our next segment, about the different branches of food service on our campus outside of the main the MAC. So, okay, Brian, we'll be right back today again with Brian Lee. I'm Wendell Staten on GC Conversations.
Thanks for calling the GED Pep Talk Center. Jerry Siller speaking. Your level 7 in-your-face pep talk.
I can keep pushing you. Believe me, I'm good at it. But at some point, you're going to need to start pushing yourself.
See, once you've got your GED diploma, you'll feel so good about yourself.
You tell them. You can't change your past, but you can definitely change your future.
That makes me so happy, I'm ready to bust out a dance.
Mr. Trejo, can I transfer this guy to you? My gentle technique isn't really working. You need something a little more
persuasive.
Yes.
You listen, and you listen good.
Hey, where's my sandwich? Terry?
Take it from me, the King DMC. It's a real cool thing to get your GED.
Get that diploma!
Now hold on and we'll find you free GED classes. Capiche?
Whatever motivation you need, we've got a pep talk for you. Get your GED pep talk and find free classes at yourged.org.
Hello, welcome back to GC Conversations. I'm your host, Wendell Staten, with Brian Lee, General Manager of Sodexo here on campus. For our last segment, Brian, I want to kind of go into a little bit of the diversity here on campus of our menus and our different eateries.
Yes.
And we have several, not just the main dining hall, the MAX, but we have several different eateries all over campus. Maybe kind of touch on those.
Sure. Over at the West Campus area, we have Village Market, which is just a convenience store to where you can get anything from drinks to shampoo to toilet tissue, whatever your household needs may be, we are able to supply that for you at the Village Market. We also have Sandella's at the Village Market as well, which basically specializes in whether it's wraps and paninis, a nice, good, healthy option for you to be able to come in and get a nice pressed sandwich or salad. We also have the Wild Cafe, which stands for World of Wienery, and it's basically, you know, any type of chicken tenders, different flavors of wings, quesadillas, hamburgers, salads as well. We also have Einstein's Bagel, which are any type of bagel sandwiches, whether it's a breakfast sandwich or whether it's a lunch sandwich. It also does wraps and cookies and all types of flavorful bagels, you name them, and spreads that that goes well with them as well.
And I was in there yesterday. There's a great aroma of coffee.
Oh my goodness, great aroma of coffee. And the new, I tell you, the new look for it now is great.
It really is.
It is great, and it's going so well. We really enjoy that.
Yeah, that's again presentation and boy, I went there and smelled that aroma. I just want to sit down here and just soak this in. So Einstein's, and go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. We also have Subway on campus, which everybody is familiar with Subway. All the different sandwiches and salads and meatball subs, especially, you know, and Black Angus meat, Basically, again, all the different varieties. And then last but least, Chick-fil-A.
Yep.
So Chick-fil-A, which everybody's familiar with, the great waffle fries and the great lemonade that Chick-fil-A provides. So you're able to get Chick-fil-A also.
Yeah, so that's the neat thing I find about our students, and I'll share a story with you. During my transition here, I lived in Sanford dorm.
Okay.
And then I was hungry one night, I don't know, 10 o'clock or whatever, and I said, I'm just going to walk outside, go down to Wow here and eat. And that's what we did.
And you can also go down to Books and Brew as well. It's still open late at night for people that are studying in the library. It's a coffee shop area, which has a grab and go, area as well. But again, if you're up studying late at night and you need a good coffee boost or smoothie, Books and Brew is the place for you to go as well.
And talking about the to-go option, I know this year we added, right off of Einstein's, a to-go option for students. Maybe they're in between classes.
Definitely.
10-minute break. Definitely. Tell us about that.
That's called the Lunchbox.
Yeah.
The Lunchbox basically was a concept, of course, that we came up with toward the end of last year. We were able to, like you said, put it right on the outside of the Einstein wing. You can have its meal equivalency. You're able to swipe for a meal plan up to $5.50. Falcon and staff can come by and purchase at any time at all. And what we do is we run the different salads, and whether it's hummus and pita chips, or whether it's trail mix, whatever type of snack in or full lunch that you're looking for, you're able to come through there and get that as well.
Yeah, I thought that was an excellent concept, because my classes may run from 11 till 3.
Right.
But if if I've got a 10-minute break, I can walk through, just swipe it and go, as opposed to having to sit down. So, and again, that's kind of where I go back to the customer service and thinking of the students first. And seems to be a very, very common thing.
And the cashiers, they do a great job, especially at the lunchbox area, when it comes to the meal equivalency. Right. Because again, if you still have so much money still left to swipe with, they'll tell you, please, why don't you get another bag of chips, or whatever it may be, because they want to make sure you get the full capacity for your money versus not getting what you need at all.
Yeah. Let's change gears a little bit now, and again, going back to your staff, who apparently work 24 hours a day, because every event that I'm at on campus, your catering staff is at.
Yes.
And they do a fantastic job.
Thank you.
The food is incredible. The service is unbelievable.
Thank you.
And I like to call you the one, the turnkey option. We make one phone call, we don't ever think about it again.
That's right.
And it's always there. And that's why I talk about this service. But
Thank you.
the catering, you guys do a ton of catering, because at the college, there's nighttime events.
That's right.
There's a morning breakfast.
Yes.
There's a luncheon for visitors coming to campus.
Yes.
So that's why I say it. And there's a Sunday night. There's a Saturday afternoon.
That's right.
When I say that 24 hours, I actually, as I think about it, that's probably not too far off. But you stay really busy with the catering.
We do.
Kind of touch on that a little bit.
Catering is one of those businesses, of course, for anybody, especially as you said on the college campus, that can be very, very busy. We do not only just in-house catering on campus, but we also do off-site catering as well. So as you said, if you're having something done, whether it's at your house, at the country club, anywhere that will allow us to come in and do catering, we'll be glad to come in and do that. But as you said, we try to make it as simple as possible. We have a website as well that you can also go to through GCSU Dining and go on the cater tracks, and you're able to go on there and pick out the items that you would like as well. If you can't find those items on there, we do want you to call us, because we want you to call us so that we can put menus together for you as well if you don't see anything on there that you do like.
Yeah, I want to make sure our folks in the community are aware of that, that if they're having a big function, or at their house, a wedding, Christmas, whatever, that they can call you, and you can bring cater off campus.
Most definitely, we would love to.
Yeah. And again, that website on our GCSU homepage, go to GCSU Dining.
GCSUdining.com. Yeah. And then on there, you click on catering, and then click on cater tracks, and then everything that you need to know about catering and menus that's already online, it's all on there.
Well, that's one thing, again, working with you so much, that there are a wide variety of options again, again the presentation.
Thank you.
But I do find that again, on the college campus, we have so many evenings where we do things. So do you have a separate catering staff that pretty much stays with the catering end of it? Is that how that works?
We do have a separate catering staff, but at the same time, it goes back to, as we talked about earlier, cross-training other employees. Because sometimes it's going to be bigger events that you're going to have to pull employees, whether it's out of the dining hall or out of the retail, to help make those other catering is a success as well. And also too, when catering is slow, which you of course have certain times that does happen, we do utilize our staff in other areas so that they are also able to make a decent amount of hours and hopefully have a great living just like everybody else can.
Yeah, no, you're right, because there are times when the catering gets extremely heavy. In the spring semesters or toward the end of the semester, it seems to be really heavy. And then there's times when it's light, and you see the cross section and of your staff at all these events. And every time they're there, again, Brian, they're there with a smile, and it's a great product. And I always say, just like a grocery store, your food service on your campus is such a quality of life issue. And boy, do we have it. It's one of the things I talk about to any parents when I talk about. I always tell everybody, go to your food service at whatever campus you're visiting. And because you're going to spend a lot of time in there.
That's right.
How's the lighting? How's the environment? And those are things that are on our campus are just phenomenal.
That's right.
Because I think as a college student, you spend a lot of time there. You're socializing. You're nourishing your body. And so we really got it done, and we appreciate what you guys do for us.
Definitely. We thank you guys as well.
Great. All right, Brian, thanks for sharing about Sodexo today. For Brian Lee, I'm Wendell Staten. Thanks for joining us on GC Conversations.